Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thanks again for joining me here. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Taking a quick look here at Filecoin, seeing what's going on. Talking about this point of control here at about $8.20. We're going to look at some back-end data too, see what's going on here. Because a lot of our community members are curious about this coin, considering we took a long when the price broke out, didn't quite hit our profit target, and now it's since pulling back to give us our nice average entry. So I'm not upset with that personally. I kind of like that when that happens. But not everybody loves that. Okay, so we're going to talk about that much more. If you're new to the channel, welcome aboard. CryptoCash.tech is the site if you want to become a better trader and reference our Trading Academy community and signals group. Phenomenal results here recently. What was it? We took Crowcoin profits there, Chili's 50 and 60%. And then yesterday was a monstrous day. XRP, OGN, DOT, Comp 253%, Litecoin, SHIB, Solana, etc. Really cool stuff going on here, folks. So make sure you check that out. The last thing that's extremely important, if you want to take place of this, this trading community contest, make sure you log in. Use the link down below here for Bitunix. Phenomenal exchange. No KYC or VPN required. But if you're part of my community and you haven't registered, make sure you enroll now. You have to enroll between this now and the 6th, and we need at least 60 participants to kick this off here. So be sure to check that out, folks. Quickly to note here, Filecoin backend data. This is the last 12 hours. Basically, just telling us that we got a lot of shorts at about $8.45. And a few longs at about $8 even. I'm rounding up a little bit, but generally speaking, between $8 and $8.50 is that range. So we're kind of just like right in that little smack dab in that little section there. Now you could argue that we are, we have this little type of bull type of flag pattern here, which is true. It's ugly, of course, but still potential where the price comes up here and breaks out, continues further up, right? I do think this coin has some bullish momentum. Obviously, that's why we took the long position in the first place. So we're going to discuss a few key factors here. Looking at the moving averages on the daily, all green lights there, looking good to go. We've known this for a while. MACD is diverging but slowing down, which is good. We can also see RSI still treading water about 70, and that's always positive too. Money flow index pretty close behind. We can see stochastic swinging down, which is actually just fine because the price action is still maintaining a nice level there. The truth is, though, we never truly closed above this $8.15 mark. So, we're in a situation right now where $8.15 is still that level we want to try to close above. We get to close at $8.15 or higher today, we're going to be in pretty good shape to see the price likely continue further up. And that would allow for us to break out, so to speak, or have more potential for that. Is it a guarantee? No, but we can see that strong resistance there at about 8.10. Okay, so I talked about that previously. 8.10 being that level. Coincidentally, right here, 8.20, 8.10. That's where the price action is averaging itself out for the most part, based on volume. Big surprise, volume is a resistance, right? That's kind of how that works. So always pay attention to where the volume profile is averaging itself out. But if we see here, we got a nice little bounce off 50 in the RSI. It's not a guarantee the price will just shoot up from here, but it does imply we're at a support range, which again, that $8 to $8.10 mark is somewhat of a support level for us as well. But we can see stochastic still swinging down, but money flow index remains high. Okay, MFI is still staying high. Leads me to believe we might see an MACD FU here where the price action just continues upwards and we get that nice continuation up. So again, is this a bullish sign? Not exactly, but it's certainly not a bearish sign. We're holding very strong here at both moving averages right there at about $8 even. It's close approximate again, but still fairly close. And we can kind of just summarize here that the price action is looking fairly solid here. We had this previous flaggish pattern here, or descending channel that broke to the upside. We have another smaller one, essentially, that could very well break to the upside too. Keep in mind, a lot of this hinges on Bitcoin, right? Because Bitcoin's been misbehaving a lot lately, but when it pulled back yesterday, Filecoin pulled back as well after it raked up and hit a high of about 890. It swept that upper level of liquidity too, so keep in mind there's not a lot of liquidity left above the price action right now, minus what we just observed in the last 12 hours. So there's no like larger liquidity sweep, so to speak, that can occur now because that's already, so to speak, been swept. Having looked at the 4-hour, we can summarize that's still mostly bullish in a lot of ways. We are still establishing higher highs and higher lows for the moment. Okay, 4-hour check mark there, good to go. Hourly, let's see what's going on here. So we are kind of averaging ourselves out right there with all the moving averages. We're literally right smack dab in the middle of it. So that doesn't tell us too much. T sequential implies that we have been moving down for about 9 hours straight, and that a pivot or bounce effectively is a consideration here. We could very well see the price recover and continue higher. Again, most coins, when they hit these 9s on TD sequential, the price will inevitably reverse its direction. Now, is it a guarantee? No. We've seen some 9s here where the price continues higher. So doesn't mean the price is just going to go up because of it. Could still continue lower. But it would make more sense for the price to continue up than down here. But we got to just be mindful of that $8.20 mark. being a strong resistance. So to me, even though I said a closure 810 or higher would be ideal, I think 820 or higher would be more appropriate for a consideration for that. Mainly why is because we'd be above the cloud here naturally if we are 820 or higher, and we're going to be kind of free and clear in a lot of ways too. But the truth here is conversion line is below the baseline. That's a bearish sign. Normal for the price action digressing like it has, and then we can see the lag and span is not free and clear of the price action. So the truth is here, a short position is not viable either. Okay, so if you're like, okay, well, we don't have strong considerations for long, we're just going to take a short. Don't do that. That is stupid. It's foolhardy. I don't know how many times I have to explain this, but I literally get direct messages multiple times a day of people who consistently just jump right into a long as soon as they close their short. Please don't do that, folks. That's addictive behavior when you're doing that. And again, the reverse button serves a role, serves a purpose for day trading maybe, right? That can happen, and if you're playing your cards right, it works very well. I would just avoid it altogether though, especially in a swing trading scenario right now. We're in that little that gray area where we don't know if the price action is going to be able to effectively continue up or down. But we have more indications that we have some bullish convergences on the horizon here, and I do think that we're going to be able to see the price action maintain itself at this price or higher. But again, unless it decides to close below $8 or above 820, we're kind of in this little zone here, essentially the cloud. We're traveling into it now, and that's just a consideration where we don't want to take a trade. Okay, so what does that mean for the current trade? Well, it just implies you're probably in pretty good shape if you're still in a long position, because we don't have invalidations for the long yet. We have valid confirmations here letting us know that the price should break out, but once more, we don't truly know, because if Bitcoin misbehaves, so the same thing here with Filecoin is going to do the same thing, right? So it just depends on how you look at it, really. I would just consider adjusting your stop loss closer or higher if you're in profit, and obviously the inverse as well. If you're in a short, move it down too. But I would just not. I would wait a little bit. We want to get a daily candlestick closure here today, and to me, the daily closing at 820 or higher is going to be a bullish confirming factor. I would say sub $8 today would be a bearish confirming factor. Again, it's not that easy. It's not that black and white, but it's relatively close to that. Again, at least for me, for confirmation for a swing trade. That's more so my game. Hopefully that made sense and I described that correctly. Again, make sure you folks, you have to log in and enroll for this this trading competition in order to be eligible. And we do need 60 people to register. We've got a few hundred people that have used my link to register. So if you're new, you just go ahead and click on this link and then log in and enroll in it. But generally speaking, we have until the 6th of March to make this thing work for us, okay? So cool stuff, folks. Awesome stuff. Check that out in your own time. Thanks again so much for watching. CryptoCash.tech is a site if you want to become a better trader. Got a lot of new members coming over. Welcome aboard. We'll look forward to working with you. Have a good rest of your day. Take care.